Welcome to Downtime in the Apocalypse, a podcast where Ted talks and Kevin listens. I'm Ted.
And I am Kevin.
Listeners, if you stepped outside and live in the general area of former New England, you would know something. It's been cold. It's been really goddamn cold.
You would realize something. Something's a little bit odd.
It's been really cold.
It's been real cold and real snowy, my friend.
Yeah, I had to work some overnight shifts, and we drew lots, and I had to do some patrols.
Oh, that's got to be fun.
All right, look, I legitimately was close to the door, heard the wind coming through the trees, and sprinted to the door.
Yeah, okay, that's fair, Ted.
It's been really cold.
It's been a little nippy, little nips.
Yeah, and I was told this would happen as I got older, that I'd lose kind of my supernatural resilience to cold, which I have been.
Your Dresden File-esque resistance to cold. Yeah,
I've been very good about that. You know, I've always done the polar plunge. I had to skip it this last year, but
your River Walker-esque.
yeah, I don't know. I've always been pretty good with the cold, and this year it's really hitting me, and I hate it.
Well, by the way, what would your if okay? So let's assume that you had your cold resistance upped and all that. What would your Sasquatch name be? I know there's like River Walker. I know there's like different ones like that.
Strength of river on his shoulders,
Strength
and
of
blood on his soul.
Blood on his soul. I'm just like trying to imagine like something with cold resistance being
Dweller in snow.
Dweller in snow, with ice in his heart.
Still works.
Still works, but I just have a. Have you ever heard that before? Like
Yeah.
Warm heart, cold hands.
Yes.
Yeah, I got the opposite of that, where I just have a dead heart and I always have warm hands. Apparently,
Huh.
That's what my mother has said to me before. You must have a dead heart.
That's rough, Kevin.
Not untrue, because my hands are always warm, friend.
Yeah, I've been told that I'm basically a furnace when it comes to like being next to me. However, my body temperature is never even 98.
Oh yeah, well same here. It's like me. It's like 97.5 or something like that.
97's warm for me.
Yeah. Okay. So
Like
there you go.
96 range. It used to be colder.
To be fair, you've been living in the Arctic water for most of your life, so I would understand how that would be a little bit low on average.
Yeah, you know how I roll, Kevin. The ice bucket challenge is my shower.
Yeah, and being a polar bear is your spirit animal. Yeah, I agree. Should have that as your persona.
Polar bear.
Polar bear, yeah.
Yeah.
Just holding a Coke.
You know how much they have to pay to Polar annually to use that?
I don't know. Like, how much is it?
I don't know. It's just like, I know the lawsuit said they have to pay them when they do that.
I mean, okay, to be fair, like, would you say that if they use like a human that looks like you, right, that they should have to pay royalties for that?
Depends how much it looks like me and whether or not they knew I was in existence.
Yeah, but like a polar bear is hard to differentiate one polar bear from another.
No, true. It's not that it's that particular polar bear, which does have a name and I cannot remember it.
Holy.
That's not it.
I know, but I'm just saying it. Yeah.
But they just flat out stole the polar bear with the can of soda thing.
Well, okay, so all right, that makes more sense to me.
They did just steal it. They knew it existed. There was cease and desist letters sent before they made it a major advertising campaign.
Well, I'm just kind of thinking about it like as what if there was like alien race, right? The alien race came down, let's say like a Shrekanite, and they wanted to like brand like a certain like Slurm soda, and then they used like you for one of the mascots, and then someone else.
Did they pay me?
Well, no. Because do they pay a polar bear for a mascot? No. Do they pay polar bears? No. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is also why it's weird that we use people as mascots occasionally.
Well, okay, yeah. Well, sometimes they get compensated. Sometimes.
Yes. See the Washington football team for details on that.
Okay.
Or if you want, we can get really weird and talk about... no, I don't want to say the name of the sports team was about to, because it's way worse than the Redskins.
Okay.
I'll give you a hint. It's a slur against Chinese people.
Oh, okay. Never mind. That's fine. Is it the Chinaman? Oh, okay. I was thinking also of that RPG that we played, Exodus.
Yes. See, that's the opposite. You really want to be a member of the Chinese master race.
Yeah, well, yeah, because they start off with so many advantages.
You really want to be Chinese in that.
By the way, Ted, we're going to talk about the RPG later. I just wanted to backtrack a little bit on Veronica just for a second.
Oh, God.
Okay. So here's my thing with Veronica. By the way, in the description of the video, I called it a very good conservative Christian film.
I
So
missed that.
yeah, if you did miss that, then check that out in the description. Sometimes it pays to read the description, my friends. But
Well,
uh,
Kevin, I haven't done my normal share that on all social media thing.
okay, right.
I can't even. I've been kind of busy and kind of just trying to forget the world exists the last few days. So,
That's fair. That's very fair.
so,
But
so I haven't got that though. Honestly, when I'm doing that later, probably today,
yeah,
I'm going to thoroughly enjoy posting about our most wholesome episode yet.
oh, Veronica. There's also the fact that someone on the YouTube comments commented, Jesus needs to know your location, like to geolocate you guys. So there is that. I love that as well. But um, either way, let's get back on what I was saying about Veronica, which is that it kind of reminds me of low tier anime.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, like okay, so we want to appeal to a bunch of like 13-year-old Japanese kids. Let's put in some weird tit eyes. Let's put in like a weird strip bar
Yeah.
scene. Let's put in some like weird naked woman bathing in blood.
Yes. By the way, I think I called them ocular nipples, and I realized that if I really want to sound scientific, it should be ocular memories.
Ocular, yeah. Ocular memories would be a little more on brand, Ted, for you.
Yeah. So that was something.
Saying words that are just a little bit odd.
That was legitimately what I was thinking when I listened to the last episode. But
Yeah.
yes, you're right. It is very low tier anime
It low tier anime slash high concept art.
/ amateur porn.
Well, yeah, you didn't even need to say that, Ted. It's implied. But let's forget about that. How was your week, Ted?
All right, Kevin. My week's been okay
Okay.
for the ongoing family stuff. It hasn't been amazing, but I have received a lot of reach out from friends, which
Which
is
is
nice.
nice. Yeah.
And one of them asked me to log on and play an old favorite game with him,
Okay.
just to get my mind off. So I've been playing a lot of Stardew Valley.
Oh, I love Stardew Valley.
Yes, the farming simulator, or better, Harvest Moon.
I could argue some things on that, but sure.
I mean, I think the best Harvest Moon games, I should say,
There's a lot of them.
came out like 10 to 15 years ago.
Unlike the GameCube.
The GameCube one,
I like the GameCube one a lot.
well, there's two.
Yeah.
A Wonderful Life, which is one the best title and two kind of the better one. Then there was the weird kind of return to formula one.
Yeah, well,
which
Wonderful Life is good.
Which was not as good.
No.
I enjoyed 64 as well.
Yeah.
But I feel like the ones since then have been subpar.
Well, it's been more I would say less inspired.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
I feel like Stardew Valley's a love letter to old Harvest Moon and did a very good job.
Okay, that's fair. And you have like co-op and a bunch of stuff you can do.
Yes. We've been thoroughly enjoying it. There was a giant update recently, apparently.
Nice.
And they had a new farm that's on the beach.
Yep, I love that.
And I've been fishing nonstop.
As people who are farmers do. Yeah. But you said you got a new beach farm you're fishing?
Yes. I have not been completing the bundles. My friend has.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why you multiplayer things, Ted.
Yeah, I just wanted to. I'm not gonna lie. I really just wanted to sit back and play the fishing minigame over and over again.
The fishing, I would say best up there with like best fishing mini games and games. I would say you have there's so many.
According to him, though, man, we're all getting phone calls.
Yeah, we're all getting phone calls. All right, you know what? Let's pause this just for a second.
And we're back from our phone break. Kevin got a call from his father. I got one from a mysterious number in New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
Oh, the Shire. But yeah, usually I don't answer calls from New Hampshire.
No, but
or Texas.
I'm putting out a lot of resumes recently, Kevin, and some of them are fairly close to the New Hampshire border.
Oh, so that makes sense.
But they did not leave a message, and the number was blocked, so I don't really think it was.
Yeah, well, yeah, more likely a scam call, but we can always hope, Ted.
Yeah. So Stardew Valley, the other game I've been playing. So a few weeks ago, a friend of mine lent me Breath of the Wild for a night.
Yes, Breath of the Wild.
And look, I've wanted to play more Valhalla, but at the same time, I want something compelling that didn't have me really focused into interpersonal details of lives right now.
Well, yeah, like less focus on relationships, maybe more focus on like a grand adventure.
Yes, it's just what I need for the time being. Valhalla will be something I return to in force soon.
I mean, I think it would be fun to kind of experience that together.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah,
I'll bring
maybe.
my computer over and we can just see. We can wait till you catch up and we'll make different choices or something and see what happens.
That'd be nice. I was thinking about just like having the beers and just sitting back and watching on the big TV again.
Ooh, that works too. Yeah.
Yeah.
In that case, I'll probably still play a little bit because I like kind of seeing what the differences are.
Well, I like playing visual novels with friends, mainly because it kind of makes it a more like you're watching a movie kind of experience, and I like doing that with you anyways.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Breath of the Wild. Really
Yes.
enjoying it. I have a couple complaints.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you the pros and cons, just things I did not expect. Because I've only played really one Legend of Zelda game before,
Yeah.
Majora's Mask, and that I didn't own.
Right.
It was just like something me and my friend did when like I had sleepovers at his house.
Yeah. So it's more of like a step of
He
separation
did
there.
at most of the like weird stuff, and I just goof around with Mask and everything, and occasionally meet some bosses.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So this is really my first full-on experience.
Right. Okay. And you're going through the pros first or cons?
Which one do you want?
Let's go with pros first because I like to be
Okay.
generally a happy guy.
So the pros, it is beautiful.
Yep.
There's a lot of fun things to do. I in fact enjoy like gliding and shield surfing more than anything else.
Yeah, and you find a place where they have shield surfing races.
I found that.
Yeah, that's fun.
So I've been with my nephew Noah, and he's just had me fight big things and climb mountains for him. And because of that, that's just what he wants me to do, and that works really well in this game.
Sounds like a song lyric, like I fought big things and I climbed mountains for him.
Okay, look, I don't know where like the last divine beast is. I'm on my third one.
Nice.
But I keep like stumbling upon like these super like hidden temples everywhere. It's because he's just like climb that mountain. I go over there and just find a labyrinth.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah.
Or we go to the edge of the world and we see a couple temples in the islands in the distance and their combat trials and everything.
Oh yeah, the combat trials are great.
Apparently, I accidentally went to the hardest divine beast first.
Oh yeah. That would be. Let me think. Would it be the flying one? I forget which one's the hardest.
So I was told the camel was the
Oh, the camel with like the
electrical camel.
Yeah, like the electric desert camel.
I am currently on the flying one.
Okay.
And all right, so speaking of the bird one and everything,
Yep.
There's the whole scenario of this is these great machines were made to defend the world against the next time Ganon returned,
Mm-hmm.
and it worked once, and then Ganon possessed them all.
As he does, because he's a magical beast that can never truly die.
Yeah, so
Evil never dies.
It backfired, but like the champions that were the ones to operate these beasts are like their souls are stuck on them, which I think is kind of terrifying.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like some anime where like they're like a hero's spirit is trapped into like a sword or shield or whatever.
Yes, so I did the desert camel one first, and
Yeah.
the champion that I don't remember any of their names, but she's clearly a friend of Link's, another warrior.
Yeah, this whole Amazonian woman that has nothing but a female society, and also where Link cross dresses.
Hey, through the power of cross dressing, anything's possible.
I agree. You've done you've done a lot of Broadway shows, so yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I could not figure that out. I had to ask a friend for help. I'm like, how do I get into this? It's like cross dress. Go find a cross dresser. Like, and I just started laughing so much. I was so happy that was the answer.
I mean, yeah, I would have to be the answer, I guess. Yeah.
But you go through that. Then the second one I did was the elephant, where it's this aquatic society and everything. These fish people.
The Zora.
And you know what? I'm super glad that like Link had a romantic relationship with someone that wasn't Zelda. I always kind of feel like the whole like destined to save this one particular princess thing over and over again. It's like, yeah, but does he have a choice? Does he have any other relationships? The fact that, like,
does he have any agency?
Yeah, it's like, oh no, he was. Well, it's left ambiguous whether or not Link had feelings towards her. But the Zora princess made him like wedding garbs.
Well, it's kind of interesting because that's a callback to original Legend of Zelda on the N64.
Oh,
where you save a Zora princess from a Jabba Jabba's belly. That's real. And then afterwards, she gives you like a stone or some oracle sage kind of thing that's basically like a marriage gift in their culture. So also, just like a callback to that,
I like that.
this character's a lot more likable than the other Zora princess.
Oh, the current Zora princess is more likable.
Yes, than the original Zora
Yeah.
princess, at least in my
I
opinion.
mean, yes, I mean, when you see her, she's relatively somber. She's like this excellent healer.
Yeah, and then she can bring you back if you die.
Yeah, it seems. I don't know. I enjoyed that.
Yeah,
That being said,
her brother's pretty nice too.
yeah, the brother character is hilarious. I
Yeah.
very much enjoy. He's just like earnestly cocky. He'd be a good anime protagonist.
Yeah, like if he was to talk about like drills piercing the heavens, I would watch that.
But that's it though. That's his character,
Basically, yes.
except aquatic themed.
Yeah, except yes.
But I would watch that in a heartbeat. He's so like earnest.
Oh, we should. I mean, that would be a great idea for an anime. Just take Gurren Lagann, but put it in the ocean, and then drills that pierce the waves or something like that.
Yeah, I'd watch that in a
Yeah,
heartbeat.
I'd watch that.
So I just got to the bird though.
Yes. Okay. The Riku or
I-
Raku or
no,
I forgot the name.
Roto, whatever it is, the
Yeah.
bird people. And the champion of that is just a cocky asshole.
Well, he's like Falco.
Yeah, and I love it because I'm like, no, okay, the first two, far too earnest. I don't want all these people to just be entirely good, you know.
Yeah, you need some adversity here.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted someone who thought he was better than Link and had the talent to feel like he was entitled to it. Like it seems
Yeah.
like, oh, I have to assist you up with this divine beast. I'm the best flyer ever and a super archer.
Yeah.
Why can't I be the hero?
Right.
And honestly, from like the little bit you see of him flying around everything, it looked like he had a point.
Yeah.
You're gonna prove him wrong by killing the thing that killed him.
Yeah.
But
And ultimately getting his respect.
yeah, but that's a nice arc. I enjoyed that. Now for the cons.
Yes.
The tutorial sucks. They do not go over enough mechanics. I think they should really have a hey, this is how you cook section,
I mean,
and they
okay.
should probably explain how to shield surf better, or explain the fact that you can do backflips.
Okay. I see what you're
Because
saying.
that was something I learned when I couldn't beat the first Ganon. And I just read it's like, oh, just do backflips and parry. I'm like, well, I can do either of those things.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So to go over those kind of cons, they do go over that in like certain areas.
Yes, Kevin, but if I just never happen to go to those before I hit a boss.
Well, that's what I mean too. That's what I kind of like about this game is that you can totally skip those things.
Yeah, but you don't know you're skipping them.
Well,
I
that's
like,
the
I
thing.
found
If you
shield surfing way after I could have used shield surfing.
I mean, it's not even necessary to really get around though.
No,
Shield
but
surfing
it's
is just
really goddamn helpful.
it's a fun thing to do.
It makes it so much quicker.
Fair, but riding a horse also makes things quicker as well.
Yeah, horses are another.
Well, okay, but
Horses suck in this game.
I mean, if you go to like the village in the beginning where they kind of lead you off to, there's like a temple that's right up there that teaches you all those parry and combat maneuver-esque things. If you just never go to that temple, then, and you're supposed to go to temples anyway. You naturally want to go there.
I must have missed that one.
Yeah, that's what I mean though. It's I like that open feel of whether you can miss something and then not miss it. Like you could totally miss that surfing shield guy and never do a race ever and just go straight to Ganon if you wanted to.
Yeah, no, I wish there was some like, why didn't they put these things in the main villages that you have to go to? And, like, just if you talk to all the people, you'll learn.
Well, you do have to go to that main village. In order to like progress the story, like Impa and like that village in the beginning. You have to go to that village, and it's within the village. It's like right on top of the hill.
I really don't know which village you're talking. I have to bring my Switch over next time and have them show me.
Okay,
I don't, Kevin. Don't try to explain with names or anything. These things go in one ear and out the other. I don't know where anything is. I know where the high plateau is, and that's about it.
Do you okay?
And then it's just desert people, fish people village.
Okay. Did you get like that ninja costume? No. Okay. You're looking like no. So like okay.
I don't remember. I beat a ninja clan.
The Yaga.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll get it later. But
Right.
anyway, any more cons?
Yes, the weapons are made of paper mache.
Also, kind of necessary for the game to kind of work, though.
They're so weak, and like I feel like Fire Emblem has a good balance of weapon durability.
Okay. Well, you can also repair those so you can get them back up to snuff if you wanted to.
Yeah, and this game does not.
Nah.
I'm
Well.
always surprised how quickly the weapons break. Even like in a boss battle at one point, I went through I think 4 Guardian swords.
Yeah. Okay. Here's a big thing too. The main weapon you're supposed to use, right, is the Master Sword. Have you found the Master Sword?
No, does the Master Sword break?
It breaks, but
It breaks.
But you get it back almost like immediately afterwards. So it's something you can constantly have and constantly use. Well, it's supposed to be like the ultimate fight for Ganon, so it's use that sword for fighting like the greatest of evil and causes more damage when you fight Ganon and other kind of incarnations of. So that makes sense in a way.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. They all just feel a little too weak for me. I feel like one sword for one boss battle should have been what like the way it worked.
Well, I mean, also, if we kind of go off that, right? You are supposed to use like different sort of like potions, different sort of like things to kind of boost yourself to make the fights easier.
Once I figured out how to cook, that became
Yeah.
apparent.
Fair.
Yeah. That being said, besides just being a bit more forthcoming with mechanics,
Yeah.
and
well, the horses. Well, what's wrong with the horses?
No, I just don't like the horses. That being said, I do love sand seals.
Sand seals are cool.
Yeah, my favorite thing so far was the first Divine Beast. Like, all the Divine Beasts seem to have a mini game where you have to, like, enter them.
Right.
And my favorite by far has been the first one I did where it's, all right, hook up to these sand seals, stay close, and shoot the camel's legs with bomb arrows. So,
yeah.
Like, that's hilarious.
That was pretty cool.
And, Kevin, this is, like, one of those things, like, it's optional, but I just really wanted to do it.
Ah.
You can get the Thunder Helmet thing.
Oh, yeah.
And as soon as that became an option, like right after, I'm like, no, before I do anything else, I'm getting this Thunder Helmet. And I, thankfully, when I had Noah on my lap and he's just watching me play, he's like, go explore. It's like, great. Oh, God, Flint, thank God.
Yeah.
Cold Mountains, no problem. There are wild berries here. He's like, why do you keep collecting these things? Like, they're needed.
They're very needed.
And then I got the helmet, and then the next thing, the fish people one, had me go through an entire lightning valley.
Oh, yeah. So
that's like, oh, wow. This would have been way harder if I wasn't immune to lightning damage.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of works it out
just
as
kind
well.
of walked through casually.
Yeah,
So yeah, Breath of the Wild, good game. Wish there was a few different mechanics. That being said, I did figure out one thing that I really liked. Just something, if I didn't happen to stumble upon it, I probably would have been angry for it not being explained.
Right.
If you have an elemental weapon equipped,
yeah,
it changes your body temperature.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that a lot as well.
Yeah, well, it quite literally came from when I didn't have anything else, and I was wearing like my one thing that was cold resistance. It's like, it's still very cold, and my weapon broke, so I switched to a fire sword.
Yep,
and
that
I stopped
warmed
taking
you up.
damage.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this makes sense.
I mean, it's fun how that works out.
Yes. That being said, if I died and then found out later, this would have been a very different conversation.
True, but those kind of things, it's sort of like just subtle game mechanics are fun. Subtle.
Yeah. Oh yes. Weirdly enough, I've heard this game compared to Dark Souls a lot.
I don't really see that comparison really.
I get it more than I should, but it's a very different art style.
Well, yeah, Nintendo, but yeah.
Yeah, which I kind of would like a Souls-like mechanic in something more lighthearted.
Oh, like okay, so well, Hollow Knight.
Hollow Knight, yes, that's it. But I want like more not Souls-like in regards to you lose your money when you die and have to get it back.
Right.
Like, I want a gripper tone, I want tighter combat, that sort of thing.
Hollow Knight.
Hollow Knight does have very tight combat, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, make it 3D, we have a plan. Make that into, like,
Instead
Super
of like
Mario
a 2D.
64, and we'll have a plan.
Okay, fair enough.
Alright, Kevin, before I go on and on about Zelda, what have you done this week?
Done a few different things this week. One of those things is just sort of playing games as well. Trying to stave off the boredom of the apocalypse and such.
Yeah,
as
this
we always
is
do.
downtime in the apocalypse, so if
Yeah.
we sound like we do nothing but play video games,
and have fun.
Yeah, it's because we can't go out and see people.
Yeah, well, there's that. Yeah. So
we are not normally this much of hermits. This last year has really transformed us into them.
Yeah, it's being a hermit, not unintentionally, but just forcibly becoming hermits.
Forced into the hermitage lifestyle.
Yeah.
And
good way to say it.
Ted's slowly going insane by the strangeness of the world and giving up on republics and not sure if looking at monarchism constantly is a meme or just his new life.
I mean, it could be a mixture of the two, honestly.
Kevin here has been subjected to monarchist memes on a daily basis.
I'm enjoying that. So it's as the Republic has fallen. It's
fallen.
Yeah. It kind of makes more sense now, really.
Man, it's fun when you're looking at different like types of monarchism. It's like, okay, interesting. My two favorite ones are miniarchies. So like the smallest possible government,
Yeah.
the Night Watchman state,
Yeah.
which brought to its logical extreme is just the traveler government.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Fair.
So it's like, yeah, but if you have interest groups and different people, it leads to a slow expansion of the government as people tug it both ways, keeping it concise in one person.
Yeah, and then just.
And then I found the opposite. I found an entire subreddit related to monarcho-socialism.
That's a good buzzword. All right.
Right.
I just want to create a whole world with that idea premise. That's
they
great.
do a lot. It's kind of hilarious because about 75% of it is just people making like cool monarchy flags with Soviet symbols.
Okay, I mean,
and then occasionally it's just a few blurbs where it's like, huh, you're making a weirdly convincing case for something I'm fairly sure is by definition a contradiction.
Yeah, I'm very sure
But
that's
the same. But it's like convincing enough where I'm like, the cognitive dissonance in my brain is really weird right now.
Right.
Okay, before I go on, Kevin, what games have you been
playing? So, playing a couple different games. One of those being Hearthstone or Hearthstone.
Hearthstone, people, if you can't
detect the sarcasm in my voice, I guess. But yeah, it's I've been getting back onto Hearthstone. They've been having like a few different like kind of fun mechanics going on. One of those being you haven't played in like a long time.
It's been half a decade since I've played.
Yeah.
Mostly because my account got lost.
Yeah, and that would hard stop anybody from really wanting to play anymore.
I didn't really want to just restart the game completely,
right.
Especially because I was already kind of bitter at Hearthstone because when I first started playing, I really grinded and got one deck. I got the Miracle Rogue deck.
Yeah.
And with me and my roommates for our senior year just thought Leroy Jenkins was the funniest thing.
As we all did.
And then they nerfed him.
Yeah, they did.
And I was already kind of like, eh. And then one day, I logged on, and I had a Kindle Fire at the time.
Right.
And my account was just gone.
Oh, okay.
So like, I'm like, what? I put in my password, and they're like, no, you can't recover it this way. Like, send in a copy of your photo ID or something. It was this really weird thing.
What?
It was weird, Kevin. It was really weird. It wasn't just my Hearthstone account. It was like my greater account for their entire services.
It's like
lost.
The Blizzard account,
yes.
Basically. Okay. That's weird. That's really weird.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And I was still on some of my friends' like contact list for Hearthstone.
Yeah.
But not all of them.
Also really weird. Okay.
Yeah, I think there was just some glitch in the system, and I happened to have gotten the shaft.
Okay. All right. Fair.
But Kevin, what decks have you been playing? What's new in the Hearthstone? As I'm petting your familiar.
Well,
who's a good semi-dog?
Semi-dog, mostly tarantular. Well, okay. So I've always been a big, huge fan of like Warlock decks.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Warlock character. I hate discard. Discard is one of my least favorite things you can do in a card game.
Don't play Magic.
Yeah, no, I random discard is one of the things I hate the most. And even at that point, you can make it less random, but I don't like to build a deck around that idea. I'd rather just build a deck with, like, sacrifice minion, make other minions stronger. Like, I'd rather do that. That's a more fun Warlock kind of build for me. And Priest. Priest is always fun. Because it's just, like, healing, make other things stronger when you heal, just, like, kind of build, and then destroy with, like, 28 damage or something. Always fun.
All right, I enjoyed those, but my two favorite, for different reasons, are Warrior and Warlock.
Okay.
Not Warrior and Warlock, Warrior and Druid, sorry.
Warrior and Druid, okay.
So, Warrior, I like the fact that it's sort of the control deck more than anything.
Yeah, which is odd.
Yes, I don't know, I thought that was a very interesting change.
Yeah.
I also quite enjoyed the equipment aspect, having the armor there, getting in the combat with your own thing, waiting for late game and having these big juggernauts come through.
Yeah, that's always fun.
When I was playing it hardcore, I had just a deck made of nothing but mechs and ogres. They were just like slightly overvalued for their cost.
Right, okay.
And even with the ogre awful 50-50 downside.
Yeah, I get it.
But I don't know, I enjoyed grinding out the value that way.
Yeah.
Druids I like mechanically more than anything.
Like the defense and then the attack and then okay.
Yes.
And the is that also the overcast cards, right? Where you try
That's Shaman.
That's Shaman. Okay,
Shaman's
sorry. Okay.
Shaman's Shaman actually has probably the most interesting mechanic where you can pay mana installment on cards.
Yeah, man. pay off your mana loans. You got to get through mana college. Yeah.
But Druid I like because at least when I started playing, it was basically the only thing that when you could play a card, it had two options for casting to do just different things.
Yeah, which is cool. It makes you a little bit more unpredictable there.
Yeah, actually, I guess it made it kind of control-y too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was just interesting ways to go about making those that I feel were not what I would have expected. And I felt like it still felt mechanically sound and true to what they were
Right.
in new and exciting ways. I don't think of Shaman as down payment now, pay the rest in easy installments either.
I love that. The other game I've been playing a lot more is Hollow Knight.
Yes, Kevin had me try this, and I loved it.
Yeah, it's a great game. I'm stuck on one part right now. Currently, there's a lot of things in Hollow Knight. I love the game so much, but there's this one dude who is just like a pretend hero. Basically, his name's Zot, the Gray Prince, as he calls himself.
So he's sort of a Gaston.
Yeah, he's like a Gaston. He's basically that type of character, and he is just like the most pathetic and useless like guy ever. You save like a girl in town, and then I say girl, they're all discussing bugs, but
that was a weird description.
yeah, you save a bug, and then she goes back to like the store, and then you see like Zod just like talking to her like, "Hey, I'm pretty awesome. Do you think I'm pretty awesome? I'm pretty awesome, right? And this is how you defeat something." And then I just saved you 7 times, Zod. Don't give me this crap. But
Don't pretend you're good.
Don't pretend you're good.
You know who you are.
Yeah, he flails his arm with like a wooden stick and tries to hit people like that. He's like the worst. But one thing with him too is that you go to these like dreamscapes in the game.
Okay.
So there's like a dream nail, where you can like charge up a strike, and then you can hit something and go into like basically a perceived understanding of like a person or bug's dream. So you can go into like this little shrine that this girl bug has dedicated to Zod, right? Where it's like hero worship. It's like this really weird kind of understanding of how she looks at him, where he's like huge and big.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't know, he's shorter than you are. But either way, you go down there, you hit it with like the dream nail, and it goes into like a fight scenario. And you have to kill this dream aspect of Zod. And this is just like a bonus thing you can just do. You don't have to do it. But he is so hard to kill. This useless like freaking grub is so hard to kill. I hate this guy so much.
Now, if you kill him in the real world, does the dream diminish?
There's the thing. I would hope so, but I already saved him. I can't kill him anymore.
Darn it.
Yeah,
I could have. Kill him beforehand?
I could have let him die. Yes.
Oh.
I could have let him die a horrible, disgraceful death, but I chose not to do that because I thought like I can't feel bad for him. But now I just hate him more.
So you're telling me is when I get to this point, let him die.
Well, you could let him die. Yes, you could let him totally die. Either way, he's so hard to kill. He summons little mini fly versions of himself that just fly into you. He has this stupid like flailing move where he just he's like taller than you in this too. So he stands up, flails his sword, and he's really impossible to dodge. And then he's like makes shockwaves by hitting his stupid face on the ground. I hate this guy so much. And I just hate everything about him. But that's what I've been dealing with as just a little infuriating thing in Hollow Knight. Rest of the game's awesome.
All right. So, in that case, let's get to rations.
Yes,
let's get to
rations.
What rations have you had this week?
Okay, a few different ones, but mainly being beer. So, beer rations have been 2 different things. One of them is a lamplighter oatmeal cookie stout, which I thought was really good. It's pretty fantastic. I would drink again. Another thing has been, Smutty Nose, like
yes,
the seal.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they have a key lime pie sour.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah. So my main thing, we've had like a key lime pie before, like sours and everything, but this one ended up just being very sour. So it didn't have like, here's the thing I want with a key lime pie. I want a little bit of creaminess. I want a little bit of like, graham crackeriness, something like that.
There has to be a balance.
There has to be like a balance between sour and sort of like that
sour,
palatable
creamy,
thing. Yeah.
And cracker.
Yeah. Did not have that. Just sour. It tastes anything like a key lime pie. It tasted like a lime just squirted into your mouth. So
I might like that.
You
but
might
not if I wanted a key lime pie beer.
Yeah, expectation set up with what you actually get.
That's just a lime beer. You can have a lime beer.
Yeah, you can have. I like lime beer, But you can't tell me it's a key lime beer when it's not key lime. It's just lime. Just should have said that. But there was that, and one other thing as well. Um, Big thing, almonds. What is your opinion on
I
almonds?
love almonds.
Almonds are great, right? They destroy the environment, but almonds are pretty great.
Did not know that, but that will be something I Google later and feel bad about.
So, how much water do you think it takes to make a single almond?
Well, before this, if you said, I would have guessed 50 liters, but now I'm guessing it's in the hundreds.
So, whole entire gallon of water for a single almond.
Oh, that's actually better than
It's
expected.
better than expected. Now, you know where they make most of their almonds?
California,
California. And you know what California goes through a lot of the time?
water shortages.
Droughts, yes.
Yeah.
So, so you can see how that kind of,
Yeah.
goes with that.
I recently listened to Dune again,
Okay, yeah.
and they talk about like how scarce water's there, and they how much water goes into a date and everything.
Yes, yes.
And I became painfully aware of my water consumption afterwards.
Ah, okay. I feel that's a little bit of the point there. Just a little
So
bit.
yeah, not really though. It's actually supposed to be about oil.
Oh, okay.
Spice is just oil.
Spices. Okay, just oil. It's Arabian oil. But yeah, basically,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's, it's a pretty apt description.
Okay, fair.
Down to the words, the reason why the Fremen use the word jihad a lot.
Well, okay, yeah, yeah. All right. So either way, almonds. Favorite type of almond thing is blue diamond
Okay.
and salt and vinegar almonds.
Ooh, those are very good. Yes.
Yeah. Second favorite would probably be the spicy dill pickle.
Haven't had those.
Also pretty good. Salt and vinegar's king, but dill pickle is like Duke. Or you know what? I'll say like second, a little more or less than I would say maybe like Baron. Baron. That's fine.
Wait, isn't Baron above Duke?
I honestly don't know. Thought Baron was below Duke.
No, I'm pretty sure Baron's pretty high up there.
Well,
Wait, no, because it's Archduke, then Duke, then Baron.
yeah. So
Or is it? No, you can look it up.
all right, I'll look it up really quick. But as I look this up, please tell me about your rations.
All right, so I have also had a bit of alcohol this week.
Just a bit.
Only one,
Okay.
and it was one cocktail I had last night.
Nice.
It was called Oatmeal Cookie.
Oh, that's the name of the cocktail?
Yes.
Where'd you have this?
110 Grill.
Oh, I know that place. Yeah.
And it was amazing. It had cinnamon. It had vanilla vodka. It tasted very much like a oatmeal cookie.
Okay. Yeah, which can be very good.
And I had a fairly standard wrap and everything there, but the dessert was interesting. I didn't know what it was when I ordered it. It was just called a peanut butter cascade.
Ooh. Okay. All right.
So this is the interesting part. It was served in a cocktail glass, like one with a 5-inch stem.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it was a very large cocktail. You could serve a Manhattan in this,
Right.
and it had brownie on bottom,
Okay. Brownie on bottom. Nice.
a fairly large scoop of vanilla ice cream,
Ah, okay. Okay.
real hot fudge around it,
Nice.
Reese's on top, and bits of Reese's sprinkled in between all of it.
That sounds so good.
And the reason it's called the Cascade is because it's so overflowing with stuff, it does kind of come off the sides and waterfall down.
Ah, okay. Okay. You know what? I can appreciate that.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was brownie in the bottom for a few bites, and suddenly I hit the warmness of it. It was very good. Okay, let's look at...
All right. So going from left to right.
This is in Latin, Kevin.
Well, either way.
Go down to English.
Where's English? I think they're all the same across that. It's just like the way you say it is in that
That's
language.
true. I mean, I guess imperator does just mean emperor.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, Baron's like all the way down here. It's just like barely above Knight. Baron is not higher than Duke.
Huh. Yeah, it's that's interesting because honestly, I would have normally thought that, but in Dune, there's a Baron and a Duke, and I feel like the Baron owns more and is more powerful, so I think I just thought he had a higher rank.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. But yeah, I feel
Yeah,
Duke is higher, and then Baron is like way down here.
Yeah, okay, so do you know what the Latin dux means?
No.
It means like boss or like main one. Like I'm always kind of like disappointed. Like it's the same where Doge comes from.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, imperator means conqueror or successful general. That's where we get emperor.
That sounds better. Yeah.
King comes from Kaiser.
Yeah.
Prince comes from princeps, meaning first.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I just always found like these names, like when you look at their origins, like, huh. I kind of wish it was grander. Like Imperator is kind of the best one.
Imperator is especially the best one. Duke is not. Or,
No,
you know,
boss.
but, well,
I mean, it's true.
it's a very direct name. It's a very direct name. But at the same time, not very creative.
No.
No. So, speaking of not very creative, let's talk about Nightbane.
All right. Yeah. So
Oh, did you have anything else before we go on? Like,
I made you try nutritional yeast.
yes, almost forgot about that. By the way, Nutritional Yeast. Worst name, good taste.
Yeah. No. And it's very healthy.
Yeah, I would recommend Nutritional Yeast.
Yeah. Me too. It is worth having as a condiment.
Yeah, you know what? Put that on all your shit.
Seriously though, put it on a sandwich. Put it on pasta. Put it on cheese. We just did that.
Yeah, we just did that. We put this very cheesy tasting thing on cheese.
And you know what? It was an improvement, though.
It was an improvement. I agree. It's I would recommend it wholeheartedly. So yeah, Nutritional Yeast.
Yes. So, not being creative, because we've already done this one. Nightbane Part 2, Electric
Boogaloo.
So, we
Keeps on
watched...
getting higher.
We watch, not porn.
I keep on telling you it's not porn, Ted. So
Yeah,
I'm glad you agree.
It is not porn.
It is not porn. As a plot, kind of.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
But as we were watching this, I realized that I could try to give a different RPG with this, but it worked really well with some of the supplements for Nightbane.
Yeah, I agree. Yes.
Now, Nightbane was the first RPG we ever did here, and in case you just don't want to listen to that one, here's the basics. Nightbane are strange shape-shifting humans, and most of them didn't know they were these beings until the Night Lords, a strange race of people that were at one point Mediterranean sorcerers that lost an ancient war against formless ones, banished to the Dark Lands, which is a dark reflection of the Earth, figure out how to breach the barrier between worlds,
Yep.
and invaded, subvertly. There was one night where the sun did not rise.
Dark day.
Yeah, dark day. No stars either, so I guess the entire sky was blacked out.
Yep.
And politicians were replaced by doppelgangers. People died. Several people became monsters, but those are actually the good guys. They're Nightbane.
Yeah.
They were born that way, but it needed something traumatic to...
Born that way.
Born this way.
I'm a Nightbane, babe. I was born that way.
That's awesome.
Beep boop boop bada boop.
You went very different there at the end. You went Scatman.
I did. I could go. I prefer to go Scatman sometimes. So yes, that's my Nightbane character, Scatman.
No, it's not.
No, I know.
We made two so far. Neither of them were Scatman.
We should make Scatman.
Next time you give me we still have 4 Nightbane books we haven't gone with yet.
We have to sprinkle that out though.
Yeah.
Just like with these movies we do.
So, when you transform into Nightbane, you become a dark reflection of your inner life.
Yes.
You're supposed to, anyways.
It's supposed to. Yes. That's the idea.
The fun part about Nightbane is it tends to be stupid or ridiculous if you play Nightbane, because it's yeah, you can be this person that shows their fear of loneliness and everything through their new physical form,
or
you could have a motorcycle for legs and a shotgun arm.
Yeah. I mean, that's my inner fear.
Or you could just be a hot dude. That is an option. Actually,
you could own a hot dude technically in this book.
Yeah. Sort of. But yeah, actually, those Nightbane do get discriminated against, interesting enough.
Oh, okay, because they're not weird.
Yeah, they're called either Barbies or Ken dolls.
Oh, that's really funny. That's pretty good. I like that. That's
if you look too good when you turn into a Nightbane, they make fun of you.
You know what that reminds me of is the I saw this once and it's hilarious to me, like the incel Reddit.
Oh God.
Yeah, so okay, self-proclaimed incels, they make fun of each other for being too Chad-esque or too good looking. So it's similar kind of idea.
Yeah.
But different kind of scale. Go on.
So there's a whole sort of Cold War happening between these Dark Lords and these super-powered dark heroes and a few other entities, half vampires, these strange semi-angels.
Mummies.
Not yet, anyways.
Not yet, yeah, but they're going to be there.
Humans that have discovered magic and everything. And like all of Palladium, it starts out with a decent concept, with some weirdness, and then just goes off the rails a little bit more with every supplement.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. It's like a DBZ kind of escalation, really.
Yes. Now, a lot of people would complain about these things, but if you're playing a Palladium game, this is what you're paying for.
Yeah,
You want
you
this.
sign up for this.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want. You want, all right, yeah, especially with their base stuff,
Oh,
like
yeah.
their main Rifts game. It's like, okay, yes, you're in this post-apocalyptic world, blah, 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 blah. There's this. Anyways, here's about the Russian cyborgs and the dog people that run a freedom station in orbit.
Yeah.
And the four horsemen of the apocalypse are just chilling in Egypt, and we have Neo Tokyo that, through a weird time experiment, jumped 400 years in the future, and it's just normal. And then they went samurai.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Also, Mexico's just filled with vampires. This is like what you sign up for with Palladium.
I thought most of the bloodsuckers were in the U.S.
Doo-doo.
Yeah.
Seriously, when you play a Palladium game, you are signing up for this. This is what you want.
Yeah, this is what you get. This is what you get.
So, we focused on the World Books 1
Build that wall.
Make the vampires pay for it.
Make the vampires gay.
They're drinking Starbucks barista blood and becoming gay.
Yeah, they're turning into Twilight vampires. Where's the Nosferatus of my childhood? Come on, brother.
God, that'd be amazing.
That'd be great. If Alex Jones went full vampire, not even like he goes turn into a vampire, just vampire conspiracies, I would love that. I would love that. See, doesn't have a reflection. Vampire. But you can see his reflection there, Mr. Jones. No, I don't see it. Hologram. Like, I would love that.
Okay, so.
Yes, Ted.
All right, so today we're focusing on World Books 1 and 3.
1 and 3, yes.
So.
One with a good cover art and one with a really terrible one.
Yes, so number 1, Between the Shadows, goes over
Between the Sheets.
Things that I thought would be very thematic to the movie.
Yes,
This
Veronica.
This is really where the pairing happened, because the first thing that happens in this book is goes over government agencies and the agents that managed to escape the purge and have made their own organizations and
the Spook Squad.
Yeah, that's what they're called, and the weird MK Ultra psychic thing.
Yeah. Pandora's box.
Yes, and you can be a psychic agent from Project Pandora.
Yep.
Like my character.
Yeah, like your character.
Actually, she's not psychic, but she has other issues.
She is great. I love this character.
Yeah. But besides, it having an agent, there was also, at least in movie number 1, a lot of dream stuff.
Very ambiguous dream stuff.
Yes, and this book, Between the Shadows, adds 2 things that are interesting: the Astral Plane.
Yes.
And the Dreamscapes.
Now, let me ask also one other question, Ted. In that first short vignette that we saw, there was a woman who was dreaming, right? And what was she dreaming of?
Murder.
Murder by a
spider demon.
Spider-Man,
which are in this book.
Yeah, which are amazing.
Now, I love. Unfortunately, they are not in the Dreamscape. They are in the Astral Plane, which are distinct entities in this.
He kind of came in from the Astral Plane, really.
Yeah,
you could argue that.
So, these 2 sub-dimensions are also under attack by the Nightbane. Not Nightbane, Night Lords.
Night Lords, yes.
The Astral Plane, because Nightbane got magic powers, or a few of them already had some knowledge, and fleed into it.
Yes.
And the Dreamscape, because it's a very easy way to manipulate humans.
Yeah, through dreams, which makes sense. Freddy Krueger and such.
Either kill them or, more likely, corrupt them.
Yep. I see it.
In fact, one of the campaign ideas in this book is kind of people going and saving people's minds through protecting their dreams.
Yeah, kind of like an Inception, really.
Yes, which I have not seen.
Oh, okay. Well.
So, let's go over the 2 planes, because I think they're interesting concepts.
Okay. Which one first?
We're going to go in the order of the book, the Astral Plane first.
All right.
Astral Plane is one of the planes very close to Earth. It's not quite as close as the Dark Lands.
Right.
But pretty close.
Yep.
And it's interesting because it's all connected by dragon roads, ley lines.
Yes. I remember talking about that. And We both talked about how it would be awesome if it was like literally like a Dragon Road or Snake Way from
Yeah,
DBZ.
I want it to be Snake Way. It's surrounded. If I was going to do this, it would be Snake Way as the road, and instead of mist being everywhere, it'd just be the clouds of Snake Way.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I would
And there'd
love
just be
that.
signs on Snake Way saying "Jump off here to get into
Yeah,
this
jump,
particular
jump here to get into
whatever kingdom."
Barbie and Ken land. Let's say,
Yeah.
yeah, Barbie and Ken Kingdom.
Now, there are Astral Kingdoms, which is an awful name.
Yeah, but that's
Welcome to
par.
Palladium.
Yeah, welcome to Palladium.
These individual areas are semi-self-contained
Yep.
and are created by one being.
Yes,
Whether or not you're a human with magical powers, a denizen of the plains,
which are several.
yes, whatever, you're investing part of your own self into these. And I do mean that to make one of these, if you play the right class, you have to take your own magic points and permanently remove them from your character to create this area.
So did they get inspired by buying timeshares?
Exactly.
This is basically a timeshare in Astral Plane.
And so, interesting enough, unless you invest a lot of yourself into these, you don't actually get any benefit from being the ruler other than be able to shut the doors.
Just like a regular timeshare.
Yeah. But you can make the realm you want to, or if you're like a Nightbane or a sympathizer, you can create a safe haven.
Yes, which is awesome.
Yeah, and you can even have like grow food and everything.
Yeah, I mean, totally self-sustained.
Yeah, you can
sustainable.
You can put defenses up, entertainment, whatever.
Okay, let me ask you a quick question, Ted, before we go a little bit more into the Astral Plane.
Yes.
Let's say the whatever the amount is to take to do that, right? What would your Astral Kingdom be? Now think about this a little bit.
Now, here's the question though.
Yeah.
Is it a safe haven, or is it just me?
That depends on you. Are you a Nightbane sympathizer?
Yes. So
it would be a safe haven, you think?
yes, absolutely.
Your Underground Railroad.
Which I mean is a faction. Like I said, I would.
Yeah.
That's how I'd run.
No,
this
it's
campaign.
literally a faction. Yeah.
That's how I'd run this campaign. It would be non-Nightbanes working the railroad for these poor people that we don't fully understand.
Okay.
In that case, if I'm making it, I would probably make it into sort of a ski resort. I'd have that aesthetic.
Okay. Yeah, I like
I'd
that.
have it be very much, campfirey. The kitchen there, rooms above or below.
Yeah. All right. I like that.
Something comfortable with a lot of heavy furnitures. Decorate in textures rather than colors or anything.
Yeah. Okay. I can dig that. I would go for a casino setup. Like I would make it Foxwoods.
Interesting enough, there is in fact an Astral Kingdom in this called the Casino of the Damned.
Yeah. So I would do that. Just so you could have like all those different restaurants you would want to go to, and you have all those different sort of like games you can just play. And if you want to gamble, there's a currency.
Yeah, I've always loved the ski lodge aesthetic.
Yeah,
Like
ski
that.
lodge is that's a good aesthetic.
There's a bar in Barrie that used to have like this stupidly small hill where you could ski up and down. And I loved it. It's where I learned to ski.
That's awesome.
But there's it's now just a full bar, and they converted the bottom floor from the ski lodge to just a hangout area where there's a foosball, some couches, and a campfire. Not campfire,
okay.
a fireplace.
Right.
It's called the upper deck now.
Okay. Do you know what an upper decker is?
You mean the thing you do to toilets?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something I'm still shocked my students have not figured out they could do.
Yeah, I mean every part of you is a weapon, really, Ted. That's why I learned Taekwondo. All right. Anyway.
Yeah. So with these Astral Kingdoms and everything, there's also some independent entities. There are these strange dark bondage angels that just fly around and are apparently evil, though they're given no motivation or evil things they do.
Oh, I would say that's very similar to Veronica.
Yeah, it is. Let's see, what else is there? There's just roving packs of tarantula people.
Yeah, and what are they called, Ted?
Tarantuloids.
Tarantuloids. There's also two others. There's Big Forehead, which we call the Millix.
Yes. They are generally good guides, and they are weird.
Anarchists?
Yeah, anarchists.
Like,
They only respect the title of teacher and require a complete consensus before going to war or anything.
yeah.
But they obey their sense of community so much that as soon as they reach this consensus, they'll die for it, every man, woman, child. Which
Yeah.
seems weird.
I mean, it doesn't seem weird. It is weird.
I feel like if you have that sort of loyalty and clandness, you'd go to the elder or something.
No, but you want to be weird yet different, Ted.
True.
Yeah. That's palladium for basically everything.
True.
Yeah. So there's that. Um, there's also the Monty Blanks.
Yes, which are just evil gnomes.
Yeah. So yeah, just evil gnomes that like to steal crap. Basically. From is it just humans really, or is it just like
Everything. They're just
everything? Okay.
klepto. They can go to the real world temporarily.
Yes, yes, and steal. Why would they even want to steal anything from the real
They just
world?
want to. They're just
Okay.
kleptomaniacs.
Okay.
It's not even like they enjoy it. I mean, they enjoy it, but it's not like there's any reason or need. They just have a compulsion to steal.
That's really odd to me. It's very odd. That's sort of like I would expect that from like D&D like Fae that aren't
They're Fae-esque.
I guess, but like I understand like Fae because that whole thing is just like I'm created from magic and then whatever I want to do is just whatever I want to do. If it's like a race from like a astral plane, I would expect like a little bit more. I don't know functionality.
Yeah. Interesting enough, the tarantuloids I think are the most functional of them all.
Yeah, which is odd because they're not evil, by the way, either. They're
No,
just like there could be good or bad ones. It's
there
like
could be
human race.
yes, like there are. Don't get me wrong, they do practice slavery, but it's rarer and rarer, and most of the time they're more patrolmen, and make sure that travelers are not in danger and have their own cast of free sorcerers to give magic and healing
Yeah,
assistance.
yeah, they're almost like the highwaymen.
Yes, there's good ones, there's bad ones. They're just people that happen to be vaguely spider-like.
Well, yeah, tarantuloids, if you will.
Yeah, it's very strange. I actually quite like that. I'm still surprised Kevin didn't make one.
Yeah. I was really thinking about it.
You were until you decided to embrace chaos and roll for it.
Yeah, and then at the same time too, I was really hoping I'd roll for that just so I could make my albino Spider-Man. But I found a much better character, I think.
You did, which involves with the second plane,
Yes,
the
the
dreams.
Dreamscape.
The Dreamscape is fairly similar to the Astral Plane in the
Yes.
fact that it's made of self-contained areas.
Yes.
That being said, these are from consciousness,
Yeah.
or particularly sleeping consciousness, and it kind of contradicts itself because at first it says it's disconnection of all the people on Earth, and then it mentions how animals have it too.
Mm,
And this also
mm.
brings to the question: well, what happens if I'm sleeping on the Nightlands?
Oh, that's a really good question. Yeah. What?
I actually looked it up this morning and I could not find an answer. It really bugged me.
Palladium. All right. Yeah. You do a whole thing about that and just like weird, I don't know, dreamscapes within the. Yeah,
Yeah,
I would like that.
yeah. So when you're dreaming, you create this bubble around you, and it's not always an exact replica of what you're dreaming. It's sort of
Right.
your inner consciousness, and you're a character in it.
Yeah.
But weirdly enough, you're probably not the main character in the dreams. There are these whole things that you know happen there, and bits of your mind manifest.
Right.
And there's generally a couple main characters, but they're like they can be trauma. A lot of them are exes or crushes you had.
Yeah.
They're
So
just stuck and burned in your brain because you were an impressionable teenager.
right.
Your
Okay.
first kiss, they're in there.
Just a big old pair of lips. Like yeah, yeah. I see what you're saying.
But yeah, it's just interesting. When you're awake, however, it's blocked off.
Okay. Right.
And there's two ways of this happening. If there is sort of a building or structure that's kind of the general shape,
Yes.
it just closes up shop.
Okay.
Otherwise, a more natural looking barrier, either ice or just sort of a black shield or chrysalis around it.
Right. Right. Not open right now.
Yeah, that's it though. There are some things that just live in the dreamscape,
Right.
but most of them are like living nightmares.
So not good things.
No, dream eaters.
Yes. Okay. Like Hypnos from Pokemon. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, you may ask, what would you do in the dreamscape for a good adventure? Great question. Besides the whole fighting back the Night Lords from corrupting or killing people in their sleep, there
Not
isn't
much else.
anything listed.
Yeah. Yeah. No. No. I mean.
It's
Yeah.
kind of weird because the Astral Plane, it gives very good reasons for it to go there. It is an alternate dimension you can travel to relatively easily.
Yeah.
There are independent and ancient creatures there to ask for assistance. You can make an underground railroad through it.
And dreams, not so much.
Dreams, no, they're just there.
There's.
It's really weird.
I mean, at the same time too, it kind of just makes sense to, in this setting, to bring up the idea. You should have a plan for it, but I mean, there's also just not having a plan for it and just doing whatever.
Right. I feel like there's this. They're in this uncomfortable middle ground for it.
Yeah, yeah.
Where it's like, okay, here's some things to encounter. Here's some classes that specialize in it.
That's the really weird part is that you have specialized classes that go with it, but you don't have much to do with it.
No, if you, it was just, oh yeah, there's also astral mages occasionally accidentally walk into dreams, and your powers work a bit different there.
Yeah, I mean,
That if you could make this into 2 pages, then it's like, oh, that's interesting.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that'd be a something you could do, and probably a branch off idea for another supplement later.
definitely.
They did not do that, which seems odd because they have no problem doing that.
Yeah, there's always time though, Ted.
Yeah, true. I mean, there's one. My favorite Palladium book series is Splicers,
Yeah.
and they do mention like a class that doesn't exist, and this says I'll be in a later book.
Stay tuned. Ant-Man will return.
Yeah, they also list like 2 classes in the beginning, and they're just going over layouts of different Great House and everything,
Yeah.
and they are never mentioned before or again.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
but what's a Bioslayer? What's a toy soldier? And they explained in like a line what a toy soldier was, and the author they hired said, "Yeah, that got cut for like spacing reasons." I'm like, great, that's great.
Wow. All right.
Oh, Palladium.
Oh, Palladium. I love you.
There is one other reason I thought this particular book would be good.
Yeah.
Club Freak.
Oh, yes. Club Freak.
So, there is a Nightbane club chain.
I thought you were going to say a Nightbane nightclub chain.
Nightbane nightclubs.
Yeah.
So, it's interesting because they're not all the same.
Right, right.
They are all independently operated.
Okay, yeah.
And they have radically different aesthetics, and some of them even have different rules.
All right. I mean, that could be just like any like bar, really.
Right, but here's what I mean. We talk about Ken and Barbies. Some of these are banned in certain clubs.
All right. I get you. It's a little racist.
Yes. Oh, but I mean, the only humans allowed in there are the staff.
Right.
And they are normally magically compelled to keep their mouth shut.
Yeah.
And paid an astronomical wage so they wouldn't want to blab anyways and ruin their paycheck.
Yeah, fair. Okay. I got you.
It's like, hey, yeah, you're going to be a bartender. You're not going to get tips, but you're going to get paid $40 an hour, and we need you to sign this contract in blood.
Okay. To be fair, some Nightbane are just terrifying to look at. So I would hope it's paying a lot there. Otherwise, I
Yes.
get mentally scarred.
Speaking of racism, though,
Yeah.
like half vampires.
Yeah.
Most of them are just not allowed.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
Some they have to be sponsored.
Oh, okay, to be allowed. Well, now we're talking about like some golf clubs, really.
Exactly.
Fair. Okay.
When I was younger, someone told me that golf stood for gentlemen only, ladies forbidden. And I think it's actually from like the Gaelic word for club.
Yeah, it's actually yeah. But you could believe the other thing.
You're right.
Like I could also believe that Ford stands for Found on Road Dead.
Club Freak, though, is not always a place of discrimination. It's a place of acceptance most of the time.
Most of the time, yes.
And my favorite bit
We
is...
don't like your type around here.
Yeah, that's so true.
Humans. Half vampires. Mummies, though.
Wizards.
Wizards, yeah. I don't want no wizard in my establishment.
When you go there, if you're Nightbane, there's a rule. And all the entrances are made so it's very hard to see kind of like the antechamber.
Yeah.
Before you walk in, you have to change into your Morphus. You have to express your true self. And the first time you walk in, they'll just be Nightbane in their real form everywhere, and they give you a standing ovation.
Yeah.
Because it's just hard to admit that this is part of you.
Yeah.
We know it's scarring. We know it's something you have to hit. And here, you are a friend and family.
Yeah. Which is, you know what? Very nice.
Yes, and the clubs range dramatically.
Yeah.
Some are dive bars. Some are very fancy establishments. Some are New Orleans jazz.
Yeah, you know what? That's awesome. Something I would imagine you would do.
Yes, I always imagine, like, in Boston, there's a couple cigar bars.
Yeah.
And I always imagine, like, if I was going to make one instead of in Boston, like,
right,
very close to that, there'd just be another, like, alley, and it looks almost the same, and it's just you go there, it's just a cigar bar filled with monsters.
That's pretty awesome. I like that. Man.
Or like there's a back door in the cigar bar.
Yeah, that goes to that Nightbane club. Yes, I like that. I like that a lot, Ted. I like it. I would also just like to imagine like a, I don't know, just like a bunch of like weird looking creatures smoking.
Yeah, that'd be interesting, especially
Yeah.
when you have like more than one mouth.
Oh yeah, or having like the, like the dog scene, like the poker dog scene.
Yes,
Yeah, just having that with just different like morphosis.
that'd be cool.
That'd be great. But anyway, nightclubs are awesome.
Yes. And while this definitely goes for the more surreal aspects of
Yes.
the movie we watched,
Yes.
the next book has the macabre.
Yeah. Which are like the later parts.
Yes. So, Kevin, you mentioned how bad the cover art was.
Mm-hmm.
The first book has a Nightbane who's a mostly cyborg. You can see some
A lot of
head-
cybernetic parts.
Yeah, you can see the skin, which is blue, on the head, and one of the arms is organic. Kind of, is it Nebula from Guardians of the Galaxy?
Nebula, that'd be
Yeah,
her. It's
very
very
similar.
similar to Nebula.
I think this came out first, though. So
Well, might have inspired Nebula for all we know.
yeah, or maybe Nebula was in the comics. I don't know the history of these things.
Whatever.
And they are holding their face, looking despondent about their form.
Yeah.
The second one has a woman, fairly generic, early 30s woman, ginger but clearly dyed hair,
Yeah, clearly.
looking into a mirror, and has, I guess, her morphous or like inner self, and it shows like the flesh is rotting. There's massive acne everywhere. The teeth are fangs. The eyes are milk white. It's
Yeah.
very ugly and very unpleasant to look at.
Yeah.
Which is saying something, because the weird cyber being that looks sad. I actually quite like the art,
Well, yeah.
and it's disturbing in some ways. But
And also on the book with the bad art, there's also good art on the back of it.
it literally has the cover art of the second book as the ad on the
I'm
back.
saying, that's kind of funny. But this is, I think, obviously inspired by Evil Dead. So Evil Dead has like a very similar looking kind of like demon face on
That
it.
is
So
true. I didn't think of that.
yeah, so I think it's inspired by that. Like a lot of the stuff in this art book is inspired by other things in media. Yeah,
Including Reddit.
including Reddit. Yes, which let's talk about that.
All right, so this book goes through magic in the world and its implications, and
There is magic in the world, Ted. Palladium, the magic of the world.
it's not good magic. In this
No,
book.
it's not good magic. It's like voodoo. It's not good magic. It's not really great. But go on.
We'll talk about your mispronunciation of a school of magic later. Anyways,
Voodoo.
oh god, I'm gonna punch you in the face. I'm gonna do the voodoo and hit you with a railroad spike.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Ted. Go on, please.
Magic is normally in Palladium a kind of neutral force.
Yeah.
The applications be good or bad. This goes through some potential negative applications and the horrifying aftermath.
Yes.
So, those who study magic have to realize that they're playing with fire and there are risks.
Yeah.
And even if they're doing it right, the results can be awful.
Yeah.
The first thing it talks about is how magic can be different than what you think it is, even ingredients wise. The example they give, and unfortunately I already told Kevin this, is when you find ingredients for a ritual and it asks for a branch of a birch tree.
Yeah.
It may have been obvious to the author that you need to find a naturally fallen branch, but it probably won't be for you.
Yeah. It at the same time too. It has to be like cut off, or it has to be like it has some understanding that the author had, which was natural, does not always come off in what they write. So thinking like how some people wrote the Bible.
Yeah.
Interpretations to language that don't really stick around.
Exactly. Even
Yeah.
English 300 years ago was dramatically different.
Yeah, exactly. So it makes magic a little hard to do.
That doesn't mean there aren't new applications of magic,
Yes.
which is where we get to the body horror.
Yes.
Which we're already talking about things to like transform into their true selves, which may have nails going through their eyeballs.
Yep, like that character you made. Yep.
Yes. But there's cyber mages in this game and flesh sculptors.
Yes.
And both of those are terrifying. Cyber mages are Well, mages that make magical devices, and they have to be a mixture of flesh and metal to work,
Yeah.
and they're kind of sci-fi. You can actually make them implants and go into you for a higher cost.
Yep.
Interesting enough, this is definitely the capitalist form of magic because it's super expensive to make.
Yep. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Shadowrun.
Yeah, Shadowrun Magic's the great equalizer.
Yep.
In this, it's not. That
Nah.
you definitely need to put a high priority of new yen for that.
Yep. I agree.
The second one is the flesh sculpture, which really you can just take off someone's face, like in the movie.
Yep.
You can also remake it. The art is terrifying. I'm not going to go into detail.
Yeah, it's pretty terrifying.
But the fact that all your magic is literally based on molding skin into whatever you want is horrifying. And now you can be good of either of these. It doesn't. They're not necessarily evil. They both sound it.
Yeah.
But if you want to be a cyber mage that replaces your finger with a basically a cyber cannon in order to
So finger guns.
in order to carefully remove threats from people discreetly,
Yep.
and can honestly say it's a cybernetic and bring it through airport security.
Right. Right. Yeah, you have a reasoning for that.
Yeah, that's one thing. If you want to be a flesh sculpture and remove burn scars and remake bodies, great. However, both of them can also be terrifying torture methods.
Yes. Which fun and interesting there.
Yes. There's also a class called Channeler, where you just channel magic and you don't get to pick the source. You have to roll. And it can be from a Night Lord, it can be from your ancestor, it can be from a dragon, because apparently those exist.
Well,
it just mentions that, and I don't remember reading about them ever before.
That's also very weird, so we'll see how that goes, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll bring out like a dragon subspecies, who knows?
Maybe.
Maybe that's what the dreams are, dragon dreams.
God.
Who knows? Who knows, Dad?
The channelers don't have control, much like that poor woman that channeled the spider demon.
Yeah.
And my favorite class, though, is the Acolyte.
Oh, yes, the Acolyte. Now, why is that your favorite class, Dad?
Well, because there are people that have found out the truth of the world. They've taken the black pill, and which I still think sounds sexual, though apparently it's not.
No, apparently not, but yes.
And found out there is magic. They went on the dark web, and which they call the shadow board of this. And they know magic exists and can identify it, and even because of their own self-trading, can be a little bit more resistant to it.
Yeah, and there are like here's the thing with like the shadow board. There are like different subsections of the shadow board, such as like shadow board are nice guys, and they just talk about respecting women with magic.
Oh God, yeah. I don't know. I just love the fact that you could basically be Redditor.
Yeah, you could be a Redditor that has magical resistances.
Yeah. If I was going to make him, he would have been Fedora. Actually, would have been his like code name.
Actually, it has to be a branch that's naturally fallen.
She can't do that. Women have to be virgins.
Oh God. Yeah. If you get a homunculus, you have to name it Doge.
Yeah. They actually can manifest minor psychic powers either in the beginning or later. Actually, they have to give up a skill to do that because they spend time training their mind. And part of me just really wants them to have to roll for that and just see if they fail to do that.
Yeah, I would love that.
If I was going to make this character, I would have made it so I had no psychic talent whatsoever.
Yep.
Like, purposely put my stats to give me more of those points low.
Yes.
And, like, IQ high. It's like, oh, yes, I'm smart enough to know this exists, but I have no ability to do it at all.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is almost worse.
In a way. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, Kevin, I'm going to reveal the dark truth about the world, and then we're going to find out later that you have no ability to impact it.
Yeah, that is worse. Yeah, you're right. Okay, that's definitely worse.
You are aware of the dangers and cannot do anything about it.
Yeah, that would be definitely worse. I agree. Yeah. That would suck.
In that fact, now that you know, you're actually in way more danger. If we just left you in ignorance, not only would you not be like a threat to anyone, your family would not be in danger. Now they are.
Yeah. Most of these Redditors don't have family, though, Ted. You know that.
Yeah. I just really like the idea of just playing a Redditor.
That's really fun. I love that idea too.
For next week, I might do a deep dive on Reddit magic stuff.
Oh, and just see what you find.
Yes, instead of like the 15 monarchist things I followed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the fun thing about Reddit. You can follow so many different things. There's a lot of boards out there, my dude.
Still not sure if it's a meme or if I'm going insane or if I just found enlightenment.
Uh, most philosophers would ask that same question, Ted.
True.
Yeah.
So I feel like most Redditors would too.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Let's get black pilled.
Let's get. Oof, I don't like how that sounds, Ted.
It sounds sexual, right?
Black. Well, it sounds like roofies or something. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So I'm already not a fan. I mean, it's like if you like do like the red pill or the blue pill, that's obviously a thing from the Matrix.
Well, they picked black pill because I mean the two guys that wrote the Matrix are now women.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah, I've read like a little bit about that, and like a lot of people like there's a lot of feminist sub themes to the Matrix books.
I guess so.
I don't know. I've talked to other people. They're like, what are you talking about? Stupid.
Yeah.
And the worst part is I've never read them.
Right. So.
But now that I've heard both these ideas, I cannot approach these books unbiasedly at all.
Oh, okay.
Like
yeah.
I can't trust myself to just go through clean and just like, okay, what does this really say?
Yeah. That's
Because,
weird.
Yeah, these ideas are now in my head.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
Let's get off Reddit before we get black pilled.
Yeah. Yeah. It's. Ugh, don't like
it
that.
sounds awful.
It sounds very bad.
Now there are a few other things in this book.
Yeah.
Most of them quite dull.
Nemesis? Are you talking about?
Yeah, there's a few. Nemesis exists. That's a new subspecies of anti-humans.
Yeah. Okay.
It talks about how everyone has a nemesis on the night lands.
Yeah.
Most time they're doppelgangers or something, but sometimes they're their own things or they're night lords.
Or whatever. Yeah.
It's very strange. They get some insanities in this book.
Okay.
Magical mishaps.
Yep. Nice.
Magic items, which all suck.
Yep. Okay.
Kind of annoyed at.
Yep. I mean, that's usually like a fun thing to have, but they all suck. Then what the hell?
Yeah. A bit more about ancient, powerful rituals.
Okay. Right.
The Crusaders, for some reason.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Yeah. I see
How
that
to make
picture
a
too.
magic coven.
Oh. Okay.
I know the Crusaders were in the later books I haven't read quite prominently.
Right. Right. Right.
I don't know why.
It's fine.
Yeah, that's basically it, though. And then Kevin and I made characters. And honestly, Kevin, we did exactly what I hoped we'd do. We took this piece of hot garbage, threw the glass darkly along with the awful art,
Yeah.
and ignored it.
Yes. Very true,
We
Ted.
just completely ignored that book.
Yeah,
man.
we just yeah.
That was like what the book. The reason I picked that book is because like that was all the macabre elements. Surreal's between the shadows.
Yes.
The macabre is over here, and we just ignored the macabre, went full surreal.
I mean, that's what the movie should have done.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah. So here we are.
Kevin, I think your character is something we should save for the surprise reveal. So I'm going to go mine first. Because
Okay, that's
you
fair.
Have a...
Mine's a surprise to you and myself, really.
Yeah, because Kevin's character is next level.
Yeah. Yeah.
His character got hardcore black pills.
Stop saying that.
So Kevin and I made basically a giant list of all the classes and rolled the d20.
Yeah, just whatever we got, we got.
So I got the agent, Pandora researcher. So I'm the researcher of the psychic phenomena, the investigator that finds the face stealer.
Yep. And there's a little bit more to that, but yeah.
My name is Dr. Countessa Butts.
How's Butts spelled? B-U-T-Z?
B-U-T-T-S.
Ah, okay. So really on there. Okay. There's a lot of butts in that scene too.
Yep. I also got a letter from a friend of mine with the last name Butts the day before I made this. So
Very nice.
The name was in my brain. I know women named Butts and also women named Wiener. I also met a woman named Cunta at one point.
That's not good. That's not good at all.
No.
No. Okay.
So Dr. Butts.
Dr. Butts.
Got that PhD. She's going to damn well
We'll
use it.
Yeah, yeah.
Is a Pandora project researcher, and she was spared from the purge basically because her specialty was archaeology.
Yep. So.
and astrology, and no one really thought that she was important enough.
Yep.
Turns out when there's ancient civilizations, these things might be important.
Yeah. Surprisingly so. Yeah.
So, with her being spared, she was put on the team to go into the Nightlands to establish the beachhead, which is something we didn't get into, but that is something the Spook Squad has.
Yes, they do.
And you might be like, okay, Ted, how does this at all tie into the movie, besides just being from the book that you thought tied in? Well, good news, she drinks blood.
Yes. Yes. And her name is, once more,
Countessa.
just like in the film, the Countessa of Blood.
Alright, now I didn't make this up either. There is actually a faction of the Spook Squad who drinks the blood of these particular Night Lord minions called Hounds and their masters, Hound Masters, which
Yeah.
are these golem-like things made from agony.
Yep.
And basically, at one point, they took one down, and in sort of a, I can't believe we did this sort of, I keep saying a frat boy party.
Well, I
Because
mean, yeah.
I mean, imagine like you just survived the fight of your life with a demon, and you are just like, you know, insanely happy. It's like, holy shit, we did it!
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god! It's like, fuck these things, fuck the devils, blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah. And
yeah.
then they kind of went a bit buck wild, and one guy took the blood, proposed the toast,
Oh, of the blood, yeah.
and they all started drinking it. Unfortunately, the random officer that did that turned out to be a latent mystic. They didn't know that. I still think they don't.
Yep.
And
funny world.
yeah, and now they're all magical. Now here's the good.
Pro.
My HP is 5 times higher than what it was.
Yeah, that's a good pro.
I have way more strength and physical endurance, not enough to give me a bonus because this is palladium.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But that combined with my already decent magic resistance, immunity to horror factor, perceptiveness, initiative from my training,
Yep.
means this character is shockingly good at combat.
Yeah, shockingly viable.
Yes, compared to like just being a scientist, which you can be a scientist with a military background, but that's not a class in this book.
No, it definitely isn't.
You can be one or the other.
Yeah. Yep.
And this is not. She learned her Black Ops fighting from like her colleagues afterwards when she realized she has to continually drink the blood.
Yeah, post blood, you have to start learning some stuff, my friend.
Yes, now she does in fact have to drink blood to maintain her beauty. She is decently attractive, 14 on the stat line.
Yep. Not enough to get a bonus.
Not enough to get a bonus, but
but
close.
pretty.
But if she goes without a week without having any,
yep,
her skin starts getting scaly. It goes down by a point a week, or is it maybe a point a day?
Yeah.
I've heard, and that being said, also after the first week, there's a 3% cumulative chance that she goes into a blood rage.
You know what? Yeah.
When you have a homicidal group of people, this becomes an issue. Now, these people have the highest kill to death ratio in the entire Spook Squad. And as you can imagine, they are basically always in the Nightlands and don't want to be anywhere else, which is good for them because they need their blood fix.
Yeah. So, here we are.
That being said, poor Countessa Butts did not want to keep being a blood drinker forever.
Yes.
She's had to compromise her morality quite a bit. She's killed some people.
She would say very necessary, but some would say, meh.
Yeah, she's had to justify it to herself. To get the hand-to-hand assassin, I had to make sure she had an evil alignment.
Yep.
So I made sure she had that. She also has weapons, the axes, because the hounds use a special type of axe. Which I thought was a spear. Sorry, no, reverse that. She has spear, and I thought they were axes.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I could definitely see how you would think, yeah, that's weird.
Those kind of spears. Anyone?
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird. Kind of halberd-y, I guess.
Yeah, you can see why I got it mixed up.
Yeah, no, definitely.
To anyone who didn't, they're basically like fans on a stick, with the fan being a blade.
Just I can imagine like giant, like in Egypt, like they have the
not
giant
that
fans.
much.
They slip and go forward and just stab.
It's on the cover of Nightbane.
Yeah, it's on the cover. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's what the Nightbane is holding.
Yeah.
Those actual things are very good. I don't know if they're magic,
Right.
which matters because hounds take half damage from non-magical things.
Ah, so yeah, that would yeah.
But they do just cut through armor and all physical things like butter.
Yeah, but awesome.
Yeah, they
Okay.
cut through anything normal.
Yeah.
She's got used to using those. But she called in help because medical science doesn't seem to be helping them, and they can't go to their own spook squad to find like a cure. Hey, is spook a racist term for something?
It's close to one.
Okay, good. It's not, I just realized like
I don't think it's a racist term. I forget, honest. I don't think so.
there's so many.
Yeah, it's a little hard. It's a hard yeah. Yeah, I could like literally make one up right now like oh, you damn raspberry. Like and you could just take that for whatever it is. Like like who knows?
Yeah, at one point I looked up old timey racist terms, and like some of them were like just weird.
Right, okay.
But anyways,
Yeah, but anyways, going back on track.
she called in help, and medical science clearly wasn't the answer.
Yeah.
She wanted a spiritual healing.
So when you don't have like regular old science that can help you, you go to Sven Lincoln, the Leerer, as he is called.
Now, if you don't know what Kevin's
Referencing. Yeah.
don't worry, neither did I.
Well, okay. My character idea came from a spiritual healer man called Brocco, also known as the Gazer. And I gotta say, Ted, after we watched one of his videos, I felt a little better.
I didn't. I was really hoping. I actually had quite a bad headache. I was really hoping it would work. I was look. That was a prime time to convince me because I had a very very noticeable pain.
Yeah, yeah. And then he just stared at you for 5 minutes.
He watched a video of this man staring into a camera, blinking far too
Occasionally.
little.
Yeah, yeah. He looked like you know how like some people proclaim that there's like lizard people,
The David Ikes of the world.
the David Ikes of the world. I could see that with this guy because just like the way he blinks and the frequency of his blinks, he looks like a lizardman.
Yeah, no, honestly, that makes sense to me, Kevin. I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah. I could get how people think that. So there, we have that guy. So I based this spiritual healer off of this real life spiritual healer who has the gaze, as they call it, which some people claim can cure cancer.
Yes, and he doesn't. It implies it, but he never actually goes out and
No,
says he can heal.
no, and that's the best way to do things, really, by just by just letting people talk, and then you just don't say anything and just
Yes.
look at them.
Though apparently he does give a like intro whenever he does this,
Yep, he does.
and then at the end there's a meditation reflection part
Time, yeah,
where everyone apparently has divine revelations.
yeah, and then they go like, "Wow, I guess it did work because I feel better," which at that time it's like a placebo effect, whatever. But
Once again, I was primed for this to help, and apparently it's not even necessary for him to look directly at you. Not only is the YouTube video supposedly sufficient, looking at a picture of him or him looking at a picture of you,
is also sufficient.
they all
Yes.
have the same effect, and
Yeah.
I believe that they all have the exact same amount of effect. Now, Doctor Butts was desperate.
Yeah, and mostly, I would say most people that go to Bracco are also pretty desperate. So there's that as well. But Sven Lincoln, the Leerer, as he's known, is a dream dancer.
Hold me closer, dream dancer. So
Yes.
he, unlike the Gazer, he has powers.
Yeah,
The Leader as well.
he does have powers. Ironically enough, he has what the book refers to as the evil eye.
Now, what does so? That's not one of the main Dream Dancer abilities. Dream Dancers are one of the two Dream classes.
Yes.
There's people that can take their own dream domains and change like their own astral kingdom and make it into something more tangible, open 24/7, make it to what they want. Then there's Dream Dancers, which are the travelers of the world,
Yes.
and they can go in and out. They are effective in dreams. They can combat things more easily. They can change a little bit of dreams, but also change their own dream persona. radically, not only in appearance, but also they can temporarily use their own psychic points to increase their own attributes in dreams. But they also get one psychic power, just one
Yeah.
from one of three categories. And Kevin picked Evil Eye. Kevin, what does it do exactly, though?
So the evil eye. So if you stare at somebody from like, I think it was like 143 meters or something like that, some sort of like wide range. But if you stare at that person or know their exact location within that range, then you can cause that person to one of those things being feel uncomfortable, can cause them to become paralyzed, can cause them to lose like a certain like stat points, just be like debuffed. It's a lot of debuffs from what I understand. So it's a lot of just make you feel bad kind of things.
So when he stares at people, does he make them feel worse? Is that what?
Now here's the thing: you can also lose feeling in some parts, right?
Oh, so you numb
So
the pain.
so I numb the pain the best that I can, and I also go into people's dreams and convince them that
It worked.
yes,
Kevin really likes making scam artist characters.
I do. I love it. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Kevin's not a scam artist.
No,
It's kind of it's just an interesting part of his personality that comes out when he plays.
yeah, I'm always looking for a deal or just like for some sort of like plan. But saying that, he also has in his dreams to kind of match with the theme a little bit there as the Leerer. Um, he has ocular memories.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Now he does have to pay to change his appearance every time he goes in, but the first thing he does is give himself ocular
Yep. So I can see all. And then I can also just do that joke. No, my eyes are down there.
memories. Now I thought we agreed you were going to have the memory glands on your head.
So I thought about that a little bit, and I thought that would be also really funny. I could change depending.
Yeah, it actually, yeah, it doesn't have. It's not the. They don't even have the option to permanently burn their points to make permanent changes. They always just have to spend a few to get a change for this sleep session.
Yep. And I could have it on top of my head as two giant memories with eyes, sort of like bug antennae. But you know, depends on what I want. Depends on my mood that day. How
Bug,
serious I am.
bug entitized, if you will.
But yeah, bug antennae. Yes. So antennae.
Now, what will this man do in the Nightlands, where he may or may not be completely cut off from the dreamscape, or possibly in his own micro dreamscape filled with nightmares?
Well,
How will he help this scientist and her
aloe.
combat squad?
So I have holistic medicine. I'll help you with guys with some aloe and some mushrooms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I also picked some fun skills when it comes to that because we're playing Palladium. Most of them are, archaeology and astronomy is her primary skills from her
Yeah.
class and got a large bonus. But also learns the medical stuff, first aid, paramedic, biology, chemistry, analytic chemistry, which is like lab results chemistry.
Yep. Yep.
Then like lore, Nightlands, and then like how to read ancient languages. And for some reason, I thought Creole would be funny.
Yeah. Well,
And
it
she
is.
plays the accordion, so I guess she's also a fan of Cajun music, much like myself.
Well, here we are. So okay. Um. So with my character here, because of his background in of itself, took some things such as computer electronics, because I had to learn how to like post those videos of me staring at you for 5 minutes, as I
Yep,
do.
that's
Yep,
a video we watched.
yep, and also I like to sing and dance. I'm a little bit of an entertainer. Also palming.
That was your job before.
That was my job before I had these wonderful titais.
Yeah, he was doing 3-eye Monty on the street corners beforehand.
Follow the cup. Follow the cup. And after that, just because I felt like most televangelists have to have these, I've got a jet training, as well as how to fly a helicopter.
Important skills.
Yeah, very important skills that are very necessary.
Notably, neither of our characters can drive a car.
No, don't need a car when you can fly, Ted.
True. You don't need a car when you're stuck in a hell dimension drinking blood.
Yeah, that too. So who needs a car?
Now, Kevin, we've already talked about whether or not we play Nightbane before.
Yeah.
Would you play these expansions, like specifically using, like making characters from these books and playing a campaign largely based on the supplement information about the weird magic stuff, the dreamscape, and the astral planes?
Okay. Dreamscape.
All of them together. Just follow them together first, and then we'll talk about individuals.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
I would play games based on these things. I say what you will about like cyber mages and flesh sculptors. I would like to have like a world with that. So I would like to play these different sort of supplements here. I think that would be fun. Honestly, if we rolled and then create like a weird flesh sculptor or something else to the equivalent of that.
Okay. Now, what were you going to say about the dreamscape?
Okay, Dreamscape is stupid.
Yes, it's interesting that it whenever dreamscapes become a thing,
Yeah,
they're always part of the astral plane,
yeah,
and I find it weird that they're two distinct entities.
yeah. Like two very unnecessarily two very different things. Where you could just like lump them in together or a subsection of the
Yeah,
astral
no,
plane.
it could
Yeah,
have been. You could have been like an astral psychic that just has more power when you're in the dream section.
yeah. Oh yeah. Could have just done that, but they
Hell,
didn't do that.
hell, have the people that make their own dream domains and astral kingdoms just have them have to pick when they start. It's like, all right, you can only spend your energy points to permanently make one of these.
Yeah, and then if you want to make a dream one, then fine. If you want to make an astral kingdom, fine. Different sorts of benefits from either one. Make them different
Yeah,
a little bit like with that. But no, didn't do that.
no,
No, which is the biggest detriment to this book or the
yeah.
supplement.
Even like Kevin's character, I'm trying to figure out what he would do if the entire campaign is not set around dreams.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I have my evil eye. There's that.
Great, you can
Yeah,
make people feel uncomfortable and maybe paralyze them.
exactly.
It's like the only thing I can think of like is we're going through like the slaves of the Night Lords and the Nightlands. So maybe trying to plant resistance ideas in their waking and sleeping selves.
Yeah, try to dance my way into there.
That's it. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, and can I even take you with me in that?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so that's what I mean too. It's like it's the same problem that Shadowrun had a little bit with the
Deckers,
cybernetic.
yeah.
Yeah, the cybernetic world.
They've gotten better with that as they've gone on editions. Like they've
Yeah.
given the hackers more and more to do, mostly because Guns and Cybernetics now have bonuses if their Wi-Fi's on,
Yeah.
because they can get up to date air pressure and everything. So it's really beneficial to have those on. But that makes them vulnerable to hacking, and while you
Yeah.
can't shoot someone, you might be able to jam their gun
Yeah, which
or
would be nice.
blow up their wired reflexes.
Yeah. Hack.
Old old Shadowrun, there was sort of the, all right, now we're gonna wait for the Decker hacker to do their own mini game for a while.
Yeah, and we just have to sit there and wait. So boring and a little like
Yeah, one second, I'm actually going to look up if you could bring people with me,
Okay.
or you could.
I could bring people with me. Yeah.
The thing. I mean, you could theoretically go to my dream and drag me out of it.
So okay, you would have to be sleeping, and then I drag you from your dream into another
Yes.
slave of a Nightbane's dream.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Leave their body. More importantly, can leave any sleeping person.
Yep.
You can actually jump. You can leave the dream stream at a physical location they started, or they can choose to leave within 100 feet of the location of any sleeping person whose dream pool they entered.
Oh. Okay. All right. Do hounds dream?
No. Also, because of how the dreams work, you don't know whose dream you'll be next to, and it will change rapidly.
That's even better. Okay.
So you okay, fine. I'm in Los Angeles now.
Yeah. Here I am.
Yeah. I'm looking. No, it does not seem like you could take people with me.
Okay.
Or with you, dear God. I keep saying that.
Yeah. So useless. Kind of useless.
It would be two characters who functionally have different sessions.
Yeah.
Or at least like half of it would have to be different.
At least we both use revolvers.
True.
So there is that. So Ted, how about you? What do you how would you go with these supplements here?
I would 100% play these supplements. I'd even play the one with the bad art because I feel like magical mishaps and dirty magic's interesting.
Dirty magic is interesting. That also sounds like a sex thing.
It does. I'd rather
Get black pilled and do some dirty magic.
Oh God. Now, Kevin, how many ocular memories would you give these supplements?
Out of
2.
out
0
of
to
2?
2.
0 to 2. That's hard, Ted.
I know.
That's really hard. One and a half. 1.5. Okay.
Okay, fine. We'll make 1 second. I have an idea.
Okay.
So, out of the 144 pages of Between the Shadows, what would you rate this? How many pages?
Okay. 144. I'll go with 77. So like halfway, midway kind of rating, I would say.
Yeah, I would bring it up to like an 85.
Yeah, a little higher up there. All right. I just hate the Dreamscape so much. I think it's so stupid.
It's really stupid.
And as well as the here's another thing we didn't really talk about too much, but one of the names I don't know. I'm always a big thing on like I hate the names of these things.
Palladium names are amazing.
All right, so Necrofim and Torturin.
Yeah, Torturins are an interesting element. They're Service of the Night Lords that got tortured like in their astral self for months on end.
Yeah, I just hate the name.
Yeah, they become these beings of pain and malice, but yes, they're Torturins. The Necrofim are
The BDSM angels. Which like, you know, works with the movie we watched, but other than that. Yeah.
Yeah, but BDSM angel, that is exactly what the art is too.
Yeah. It doesn't leave much to the imagination. Just like this film.
This film left very little to the imagination, and the things I would have imagined did not include nipple eyes.
No, that's something that hits you by left field right there, right in the oculars.
Yep.
So Ted and viewers, listeners is a better term. So listeners, thank you for coming on down and for us talking yet again about Nightbane. Supplements though.
Nightbane Part 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Don't worry, there'll be at least one more Nightbane episode when Kevin shows me another weird body horror movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That should be fun.
Yeah, actually, no, I have 2 other possible RPGs for the Nightbane, not for body horror.
Whatever works, Dad.
Yeah, whatever works.
All right, but thank you, everybody. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Have your pets spayed and neutered.
All right, Mr. Bob Barker. All right. Bye, everybody.